So Talladega happened yesterday, and it blew me out of the water. That was not at all what I was expecting. What's going on, guys? Cool200 here, back with another video, of course, and today we are talking about the Talladega race that happened yesterday. And before we even begin, holy cow, what a race. I thought, and I'm stupid to think this now, that they were just going to, go single file. It was going to be like your normal 1.5 mile track. And obviously Talladega is a super speedway, so it's a 2.66 miler. So I thought they were going to be more spread out. I thought it was just going to be a boring race. Oh, no. No. That is not what happened at all. It was very eventful. So, on lap 11, Bubba Wallace decides to try pull a move on Ryan Blaney, getting him loose and Blaney loose. Bubba Wallace tries to save it from going down to the apron. Instead, overcorrects, goes in to Michael McDowell. Denny Hamlin gets turned, Bubba Wallace bounces off Denny Hamlin, goes up, hits Michael McDowell, and a few more cars were involved. Clint Boyer, I believe, got smashed into his teammate Kevin Harvick, ending pretty much all those guys' days. I think the only one to actually finish in that wreck may have been Hamlin, but I don't even think he finished. So, actually no, Hamlin. I did not mean Hamlin. I know Hamlin went off the track and went out. I meant Boyer. I don't even know if he finished. So, that would kind of be your first stage excitement. There was a ton of 3 wide, and then they kind of went 2 wide, and then, the manufacturers were pretty much against each other. It was the Chevys versus the Fords versus the Toyotas. Very interesting because the Toyotas have the smallest amount of cars in the field, and Chevrolet has the most with 7 or 18. I think there were only 7 Toyotas. So, and then, you got a Ford in the middle. It was crazy. It was crazy. But your Stage 1 winner for the second time this season, with a surprise, was Ty Dillon. Ty Dillon, Stage 1 winner. That's crazy. And then after that, you had pit cycles. Your normal pits. Things cycled through. And Stage 2 didn't have any wrecks. But even though it didn't have any wrecks, before they pitted, everything was crazy. 3 wide, 2 wide, side-by-side racing, changing the lead multiple times. It was crazy. I think Jimmy Johnson hit the wall in Stage 1. I also forgot to mention that. Stage 1 or Stage 2, I can't remember. I didn't pay too much attention to that. And then we had some pit cycles, and, it was the Chevys pitted together, the Fords pitted together with Mark Truex Jr., I think, winning that Ford group for some reason. And then the Toyotas obviously pitted together. And it just kind of all cycled out for Chase Elliott. My pick to win on Friday won Stage 2. Pretty good, right? Now we are heading to Stage 3. And there was, again, 3 wide, tons of battling for leader. Typical Talladega, which I'm super happy for, just with 550 horsepower. And then Eric Almirola, after Chris Buescher threw a crazy block on, pretty much turned in. I think it was not intentional. Just kind of looked like Eric Almirola gave him a big shot, and Chris Buescher ultimately slammed into the wall, losing pretty much his whole hood. And then Matt DiBenedetto would pile in there, almost flipping Chris Buescher. MTJ also sliding in. He would get minor damage. Also, he would be okay. And unfortunately, the rookie I talked about on Friday, Justin Haley for Spire Motorsports, would also pile in. Heavy hits for 3 drivers. But everybody walked away. And they were all okay. And then we get a restart again. 3 wide, but this time they're going 4 wide. We're getting some 4 wide racing. Not very long, people getting in the sucker holes. I got 3 lanes with tons of cars on them. People are getting in second cars and getting 4 wide. You know, it's pretty cool. And then we had another wreck, but this time it was at the very end of the race. Let's see, it was Chase Elliott, Joey Logano, Alex Bowman, Ryan Preece, Martin Truex Jr., Kyle Busch, all battling for the first position. I think also Ryan Blaney was in there, but I also saw him in the back. So, but anyways, the first one to spin out was, I almost want to say Matt Kenseth, but Eric Jones would spin out. And I'm not going to put a picture of that. He just kind of spun out. Saved it. We stayed green. And then, coming to the white flag, Ricky Stenhouse Jr. plows into the wall. But again, no caution for that wreck. And then, we're coming down to the backstretch. Chase Elliott leading Alex Bowman. Alex Bowman probably thinking of a good plan here for the tri-oval. But then, out of nowhere, David Reagan gets loose. Crunches another driver. I can't remember right now. And then William Byron would go spinning in his Hertz car, crushing Kyle Larson, putting Kyle Larson into Jeffrey Earnhardt. Those two would go spinning down. And Kyle Larson, after Jeffrey Earnhardt, huge impact into the wall in that 81 car, would topple over. My guy freaking flipping through the air probably 4, 5, maybe 6 times. They didn't really get a good replay of it, but oh my, I was shook. I had no idea until the end of the race that Kyle Larson had flipped. And it was crazy. So after all that, my random pick that was thrown out there, Chase Elliott would win due to a caution. My opinion, they should throw the caution when Stenhouse hit the wall, but I guess I get what they were kind of thinking, you know. He's right there at the very end of the track, and he slid down and got out of the way. I mean, he wasn't there when they finished, so. But that was crazy. Chase Elliott, though, is your winner. What? I am actually in shock because of this. I can't believe Chase Elliott won, and I'm happy for him. Chase Elliott gets his first Talladega win, gets his 4th win in his career. That's great. Chase Elliott. I'm sure Chase Elliott fans are happy, and I'm really happy because this race wasn't a flop. I love to see this package again. This package actually needs to stay. I get it. The spoiler looks stupid tall. It literally is stupid. And when I first saw it, I'm like, oh my god, they put the wings back on the car. And I'm like, oh, there's the clear part. It's just a spoiler. They were huge. I mean, they were 9 inches. And crazy tall. But this package was amazing. If this is what Daytona's going to look like, this package needs to stay for the rest of the Gen 6 era. I'm not even joking. Great race. And I'm not saying that because I like Elliott. I'm saying that overall, this was a great race. My driver freaking flipped, okay? So, and it kind of looked like Jamie McMurray's flip from last year, I think, in the spring race. I don't remember. But I know he flipped into the catch fence during practice. I actually got on top of Ryan Newman. It's kind of what that was. But yeah. What a crazy race. What a great race. Tons and tons of action. They only freight trained like twice. And it was small, honestly. So, but the commercials. I gotta talk about the commercials. Bro, these commercials were trash. I mean, it felt like 50% of the race was hogged up by commercials. It was ridiculous. Like, they would come back, they would talk for a little bit, and then they would go to commercial. I'm like, what? What? Dude, this is Talladega, one of your biggest money makers in general without commercials, and you're throwing commercials at it. Pretty much telling the fans, hey, screw off, we want commercials all day. Like, no. I get it. You need the money. And I get it, without commercials, there would be no NASCAR. Sort of. But also, without fans, there's no product. So, you can't be throwing out, like, every 5 minutes. You know, you go to commercial break. It's not how it's going to work, okay? And they did this last year. It's not right. But anyways, guys, let's look at your top 10. Your top 10 will be posted right there, obviously. And so obviously, number 1 was Chase Elliott. He had a crazy day, won stage 2, won the race. There's not much to say about that. I mean, he just stayed out of trouble, really. Number 2 was Alex Bowman. He wasn't a factor too much in the race until the Hendrick guys got together, and they were pretty much unstoppable. Hendrick always brings cars to Talladega and Daytona that are really good, so it wasn't so super surprising that the Hendrick guys ran good, but good job Alex Bowman on it. Second place. Third was Ryan Preece, backing up his top 10 at Daytona. Good job, Ryan Preece. He freaking needed it. It's good to see it's good to see Chevys do well. Another surprise was Daniel Hamrick in that Caterpillar number 8 car. He did really well as well. Wasn't a factor like his teammate Austin Dillon was, but he was there at the end. Got a great finish out of it. Joey Logano in 5th, led I think the most laps. Led a good portion of the race, that's for sure. Didn't win a stage, but led a good portion. Working with his teammates Ryan Blaney and Brad Keselowski before Brad had a weird pit stop. He locked the brakes up and spun in backwards into his pit box. Landed perfectly, I will say that. So then we got Kurt Busch in 6th again. Kurt Busch with another solid top 10. So really good for that team. They really need it. Ryan Newman in 7th. Ryan Newman just impressive again. And at a restrictor or super speedway, we all know Ryan Newman is not keen on these super speedways, but good finish for him. Eric Almirola in 8th, coming back from being a lap down. He had a too fast entering the pits, I think in stage 2, so good bounce back for him. 9th was Kyle Busch. Kyle Busch was up and back throughout the whole day. I mean, he would get up there, and then the Fords would just push him in the sucker hole where he was, out to dry. I mean, it was pretty crazy. And in 10th, I didn't even know he finished 10th. Brendan Gaughan for Beard Motorsports freaking gets it done. Congratulations, Brendan Gaughan. You are the 10th place finisher. That's actually really crazy. And then you got, I do want to give a good shout out to Corey LaJoie. Everybody kind of gives him hate, and honestly, I but congratulations on Corey LaJoie. Just missing the top 10, finished 11th. I'd like to give him a good shout out. Ty Dillon, your stage 1 winner, 15th. And that's kind of it. Jeffrey Earnhardt finished 22nd after wreck, and that's cool. Anyways, that is the end of the video. Thank you all so much for watching, and I thank Talladega for not being an absolute shit show that I thought it was going to be. I'm very happy that it turned into something worth watching. My voice is going out for some stupid reason. But anyways, guys, thank you all so much for watching. I really, really appreciate it. I hope you all enjoyed, and I will see you guys Wednesday for a Mortal Kombat 11 gameplay. Let's freaking go. Anyways, stay tuned for that. All the social medias, links in the description. Now I'll talk to you guys Wednesday. Peace out. I freaking got Chase Elliott right. What?